hang on to your seat, baby, cause this one's a screamer. Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
What is going on, entertainment? So today I'm coming to you guys with another recap. So in this recap, we're talking about Boys, Texas, Gemini Filmz. Okay, so we start off where we left off with Vonnie versus Diego. That fight was pathetic. Okay, y'all are like two cats trying to scratch each other off of the cat litter. I was like, what the heck? You know what it reminded me of? It was giving me Amy versus Mimi, God rest her soul, vibes. Okay, I'm from Miami. Okay, and Diego was Mimi, and Amy was Vonnie. All right. Because Mimi in this fight ended up with like a little knot on her head, and Vonnie gave Diego a broken nose.
And she needs to go home. She needs to go home. Do you see this?
All right, so that's who I think the fight was very close to. All right, even Vonnie himself was shocked that he ended up breaking his nose, which he didn't break his nose because Diego said that he already had like a broken nose and he just sort of like punctured it more or whatever, right? Because he said he got jumped before, right? Vonnie in the confession was like, I started swinging at that beach. I'm like, once I started getting emotion to this shit, I just started swinging. I'm like, I started a swinging and I won. Like, I did meet a big one. I'm like, Vonnie, you weren't even confident in that fight, but you still pulled out the W, okay? I guess. It wasn't really much of a fight, in my opinion. Like, it was like a big tussle, okay? Justice was right in the middle of it. Whoever that was in the middle of it kind of got in the way, okay? So then Justice was like, in his confession, he's like the fight was like something, like it was like a big like fight, right? So D, we see, is talking about Vonnie not liking some of the stuff that they do around the house because Vonnie claims that the kids is watching. And you probably, what kids? Well, Vonnie, you guys, is a dance instructor. Okay, he teaches dancing to kids. So apparently they finna be watching the show. So he did not want them watching the show and seeing them do certain things, which I'm like, this not PG-13 like D said. This not the program to be tuning into. You hear me? This is not what they should be subscribing to. They need to be watching PBS. That's why I can't stand YouTube, because it allows these kids to be able to watch anything. That's why the monetization rules is crazy. We got to censor every damn thing that we do. We can't even curse, no nothing. It's annoying. Okay? So he feels as if, I guess he's been telling him in the house to not do certain things, whatever. So D's like, what the F was that? Like, why the kids watching? Why the kids watching them? Why they watching the show? Why they watching the show? Then you need to get them out then. You need to get them out. Okay, so D proceeds to walk in his room, so that like picks up some of his bedding stuff and kind of throws it out the room. Vonnie, you be picking and choosing, because had that have been Diego, you would have hit him across the head with a Fur Loco. So I didn't think that was cool that you allowed D to play up in your phone, because D was really trying you, okay? He was touching your phone, playing in your face, and you kind of let him. Okay, so I think that wasn't a good look for you to do that, because it just made you look really crazy. Because D kind of punked you in that moment. I'm just saying, okay? And let's talk about this whole black on black thing. I hate when people use this in an instance that it's not supposed to. Most of you guys in the house are are either African American or not white. So let's not try to play the whole race thing when it comes to that. Like, don't do that, Vonnie. Because when we really need to use the race, excuse, we can't even use it when it's valid because of situations like this. He's like, oh, we black on black, we black bitches. Like, you black bitch, I'm a black bitch. Like, we both black bitches. You feel me? Like, all I'm missing is the weed, right? You a black bitch, right? And D is just not having it. He's like, what the heck are you talking about? To be honest, Vonnie seemed a little bit drunk. Okay, so I think that's why he sort of, reacted the way that he did. But nonetheless, D didn't end up running up on Vonnie, even though I thought they was gonna fight when he started grabbing all his stuff out the room. But I think Vonnie was scared because he knows that D would knock the Mario coins on his head. So then Vonnie said, "I'm a seasoned professional." I said, "Okay, Shangela, I'm a professional." I'm like, "Okay." I goes to work. So he says the reason why he's telling his kids to watch and the kids should watch him on this show is because when it hits you first, you hit him back. You get your leak back. Okay, he's basically saying that he's teaching the kids that he works with to basically defend himself, so he's not in the wrong whatsoever for them watching the show. He doesn't care if they watch the show at all. They need to watch the show so that way they can learn some life lessons and they can make hits. Okay? Because, Vonnie seems like Coach Diana from Bring It. I know he be doing cuts. He be like, Sanjay, you ain't make cuts. Like, I could just tell he's the type to do that. Like, he gives me that vibe. Cuts vibe. Okay? So then they have a house meeting, y'all. And they confront kind of Vonnie and Diego, and they feel like some of the people in the house should go home or somebody should go home. And a lot of people feel like it should be either Diego or Vonnie. Okay? Which, here's my whole thing. This season does need to pick up a little bit more compared to last season. But I feel like that was the main reason why that somebody had to go home. I don't really feel like the reason why they sent Diego home was the real reason. I feel like it was a little bit, but partially because they wanted to get some new blood in the house and to kind of like mix it up, right? So the whole time, Darian to me really got on my nerves this episode because he didn't have really, I'm not saying you got to have sympathy for a grown man, but like he was very heartless as to how he reacted to Diego. Like he's telling you guys, he's admitting he has an issue or whatever. It's not like you guys are telling him this stuff and he's like, no, I don't. No, I'm perfectly fine. What's wrong with y'all? You know what I'm saying? He kind of admitted to it. He copped to it or whatever and says that he does have issues. So at the end of the day, you like work with me type vibes, right? So really, they really should put him on an alcohol limit, but I get why they sent him home, to be honest. Okay. So next day, Diego gets sent home by production. Production sits down to him. Not gonna lie, I got sad. I got really emotional and sad watching this because from somebody who also has anxiety, I don't have like a high level anxiety, but certain situations I do have anxiety and stuff like that. So I kind of relate to what Diego goes through because that kind of goes hand in hand with depression. It can lead to depression or whatever. So the fact that he's dealing with stuff like this, being in that house isn't the right environment for him. And it really shows people that like after you're in service or doing service, it's really good to go seek mental help afterwards because it can kind of traumatize you in ways that you don't think it will. Because in this episode, Diego even mentioned how like he was in denial about that. He wouldn't think that, he had these issues until he really started like reacting to them, right? So shout out to him for being honest about that. Diego, to me, he's A1 for that. Like, shout out to you, Diego. Go, Diego for loco. I love you so, Diego, okay? Because I respect somebody who's owns up to their shit. Like, they don't kind of stray away from it. That's why I was kind of pissed off at Darren in this episode, because, like, you was doing a little bit too much. He did say he kind of felt, on edge living in the house with him, which I wouldn't know because I wasn't in that house. So he might have felt, justified in feeling that because you wouldn't know unless you're in that house with them. Okay? Child, that production did not want to send him home. He was like, you didn't do anything wrong. It's fine. Oh, we love you over here at Gemini Filmz. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't do kind of I was like, I know Karan said, listen, I don't want to have to send him home because I'm going to feel bad. You do it. You could tell he did not want to do it. Like I said, I do agree with them sending him home. I know Diego said he didn't think that it was right to send him home. I know Diego, but still, it was right. It was the right thing to do because it's not the type of environment for you, especially with you having so much access to alcohol because they probably have many bottles in that house. So it's not the most appropriate thing for you at this time. Like you really need to be able to recover mentally before getting in a situation, high pressure situation like this. So they kind of give their goodbye messages. He says bye to everybody. Alex got on my nerves. Who do you think you are? He was like, "Oh, go get help. You're a drunk. Fuck your loco." I'm like, why you guys like? What did Diego did it? Yeah, like damn, like geez, you was doing a little bit too much. Like damn, if you could forgive Justice Cottonmouth ass, why couldn't you forgive Diego? Huh? I'm just saying, I ain't like that. Like he was a little bit too out, too spicy in him out. To Diego, I didn't like that because like from what I recall, he didn't really do much to him. Okay, so Darian was saying bye, whatever. He was hesitant to even hug him. Like they treated Diego like he was the pit of scum of the earth. It must have been really annoying living with him. There might have been some stuff that we didn't see that really, got on their nerves. Don't get me wrong, the first couple of episodes he was doing the most. But when Vonnie came, Vonnie was really the trouble more than him. But I could see where they're coming from, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this episode. It really was a key, especially the beginning of the episode, that fight. Child, Vonnie got lucky. Leave your comments down below. We're out, baby.
No personal thing.